If you really want to change your financial life, you don't start with a new side hustle. You start with a new mindset. Because money isn't just math, it's behavior, it's psychology, it's identity, it's discipline under pressure. Today, I'm sharing 5 books that completely changed how I think about money. And if you apply the lessons, they can change your financial future too. Let's start with the foundation. Before you can build wealth, you have to build understanding. And most of us were never given that foundation. We were taught how to earn money, but not how to think about money. We were shown how to budget, but not how to build assets. We were encouraged to save, but not how to make money work for us. That's why foundational financial education matters so much. These books don't just give you information. They reshape how you see risk, opportunity, patience, discipline, and long-term decision-making. They help you understand how wealth is actually built over time, how behavior compounds just like money does, and why small, consistent actions often matter more than big, dramatic moves. And I want to make this personal for a moment. I hold a degree in accounting from a university. I understood debits and credits. I understood financial statements. I understood numbers. But understanding numbers is not the same as understanding wealth. My real money mindset shift didn't begin in a classroom. It began when I started reading, and more importantly, applying the principles found in these books and many others like them. That's when I began to see money differently. I stopped thinking only in terms of income and started thinking in terms of assets, liabilities, and of course, net worth. I stopped reacting emotionally to market movement and started thinking long term. I stopped focusing on how much I made and started focusing on what my money was doing. That shift changed everything. Because financial independence isn't built on information alone, it's built on internal transformation. And these books help you develop the patience, discipline, emotional control, and long-term vision required to build real wealth. If you're serious about improving your financial literacy, you need more than motivation. You need mental models. You need principles. You need a framework for thinking. And that's exactly what these books provide. So let's get into the first one and start building that foundation the right way. At the top of my list is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This bestseller takes you to the intersection of psychology and finance, including exploring behavioral biases and emotional drivers that influence our financial decisions, among other topics. I promise you may want to read this book multiple times. In this book, it talks about how wealth isn't built by intelligence, it's built by behavior. You don't need a finance degree. You need emotional control. Consider this. 2 people invest. One panics every time the market drops. The other keeps buying consistently. 10 years later, the calm investor wins. A second example, and I'm sure you've seen this before. Someone makes 6 figures, but lives paycheck to paycheck. Someone else makes $55,000 a year and quietly builds wealth. Why? Because wealth isn't about income. It's about consistency, patience, and emotional control. Hauser talks about how staying invested during market drops builds more wealth than constantly trying to outsmart the market. So, what are some of the core lessons from this book, you ask? 1. Automate investing. 2. Avoid lifestyle inflation. 3. Play long-term games. Remember, wealth is not what you see, it's what you don't see. Think about it. This book teaches you that wealth is built by behavior repeated over time. Now, the authors of The Millionaire Next Door, Thomas J. Stanley and William D. Danko, dispel the spending habits of everyday millionaires. The author conducted extensive research to reveal common behaviors of self-made millionaires. The authors emphasize the point that most millionaires don't look rich, they look normal. They drive used cars, they live below their means and avoid flashy upgrades or lifestyle creep. They invest quietly and consistently. Let's look at an example to emphasize the point. Let's say 2 people earn $120,000 a year. Person A buys a luxury car, upgrades homes, and increases spending. Person B buys a reliable used car, invests 20% or more of their income, and keeps expenses steady. 20 years later, Person B is financially free. The book reveals that real wealth is often invisible. Some key takeaways from this book. 1. Track net worth, not status. 2. Live below your means. 3. Avoid trying to look successful. Remember, wealth whispers while debt screams. Think and Grow Rich is a classic and has been described as a masterpiece that has inspired millions of readers worldwide to achieve their financial and personal goals. The book outlines principles of mindset, visualization, and actions essential for achieving wealth. Your financial results begin in your mind. Before income changes, identity changes. The author emphasizes definiteness of purpose, knowing exactly what you want. For example, if you casually say, "I just want more money," you get vague results. But if you say, "I will invest $500 per month for the next 5 years," that clarity drives action. Your subconscious starts aligning behavior with the goal. So, some key lessons to keep in mind. 1. Write clear financial goals. 2. Speak them daily. 3. Surround yourself with growth-minded people. This book builds internal belief before external results show up. To put it another way, wealth begins in the mind before it appears in your bank account. J.L. Collins' The Simple Path to Wealth provides a straightforward and actionable guide to achieving financial independence and retiring early. This was done with both clarity and a sense of humor. It provides a roadmap to financial freedom that is both practical and empowering. This book talks about the fact that most people overcomplicate investing. You don't need stock tips. You don't need daily market updates. You need consistency. Collins advocates for low-cost index funds and long-term investing, but do your own research. This is not my own personal financial advice. The author talks about, instead of, stock picking, chasing trends, watching financial news daily. You should consistently invest in a broad market index fund. Over decades, the market grows. Not every year, but over time. Closing out my list is The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, widely regarded as the Bible of value investing. This book gives you the knowledge and mindset needed to succeed in market conditions. The author explains that the market is emotional, but you don't have to be. When prices fall, fear spreads. Disciplined investors see opportunity. The author teaches this: you don't control the market, you control your reaction. And long-term returns come from emotional stability. When the market drops 20%, some people panic and sell. Disciplined investors see opportunity. They understand volatility is normal. Here are some quick takeaways from the book. 1. Don't react emotionally to market swings. 2. Think long-term. 3. Focus on intrinsic value, not hype. This book builds emotional strength, and that's where real returns come from. In summary, here's what's powerful about these 5 books. They don't contradict each other. They build on each other. The Psychology of Money teaches you behavior. The Millionaire Next Door teaches you discipline. Think and Grow Rich teaches you belief. The Simple Path to Wealth teaches you simplicity. The Intelligent Investor teaches you emotional control. So there you have it, my top 5 financial education books that allows you to flip your mindset about money. Now, here's my challenge to you. Don't just watch this video. Pick one book, just one. Read 10 pages a day. That's it. Because small daily deposits, whether it's money or knowledge, compound over time. And if this video helped you rethink money, hit that subscribe button. This channel is about more than budgeting tips. It's about rewiring how you think. This is Keith's Money Mindset, where we build assets, break cycles, create freedom. Drop a comment and tell me which book you're starting with. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.